Muse Music Store and Mahaska County Conservation Board presents Eveland Access Summerfest Music by the River 2024. June 1st from noon to 10 p.m. featuring 8 musical artists with live music, activities like bingo, sand volleyball, and cornhole, food, and much, much more. It's a free event at the Eveland Access Campgrounds at 2890 Galveston Avenue, Oskaloosa. Bring a friend and have a lot of fun at the Eveland Access Summerfest 2024 Music by the River, June 1st from noon to 10 at the Eveland Access Campgrounds.
Hailstorms can cause severe defoliation on crops and impact yield. Stay tuned for tips on assessing hail damage on Successful Farming Radio.
Successful Farming Radio, providing information farmers need in the field, in the shop, and in the office. Committed to growing your business in agriculture.
Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at successful_farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at successful_farming. Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts.
Hailstorms are common in many areas of the country, and crop damage ranges from moderate to a total loss. The impact of hail on plant tissue depends on the size of the hailstones, duration of the storm, and the growth stage of the plants. Mark Licht is an extension cropping system specialist at Iowa State University. He says hailstorms are an emotional event, and you will be tempted to run out to your fields and assess the damage right after it happens. But his advice is to wait.
We don't truly know how the plant's going to recover until we start seeing that plant recover. And so waiting 5 to 10 days is really quite beneficial, because then we truly see how much loss there is, how that plant's going to recover, if we've lost the growing point, things like that.
When you do go out, Licht says the first thing he recommends is to identify the worst affected areas, the least affected areas, and do a stand assessment.
How many plants do we have out there? How many viable plants do we have out there? And that really is quite useful, because it starts to tell us what is our yield potential with the current stand that we have at the current level of defoliation that we have. So when we do those stand assessments, it's identifying how much leaf area we lost, and in the case of soybeans, how many nodes did we lose? Did we lose that apical meristem or not?
At this point, you will need to calculate the profitability of the existing stand versus the costs of replanting. As we get further into the growing season, the risk of yield loss after replanting is much higher due to late maturity and fall frost. I'm Jody Henke. Find more tips on assessing crop hail damage at agriculture.com.